Hi everyone, this is Andre Stoica here for Independent Media Association in Kansas City, Missouri at the Labor Day rally that is just starting right now in Mill Creek Park across the street here in the plaza. And right now there's already a big crowd gathered despite overcast skies and definitely a little bit of rain. But you can probably already hear some of the cars honking their horn in support. So I'm going to cut the camera around, turn it around for you guys as we walk onto Mill Creek Park, where you can see a pretty large group of demonstrators with signs gathered here for a Labor Day rally against the current administration. We're going to walk around, kind of give you guys as much coverage as possible for the day, and continue on. So thank you everyone for joining, and let's turn that camera around for you. As soon as I can get a free hand here. Okay, there we go. So, again, this is Mill Creek Park, the plaza area in Kansas City, Missouri. Alright, so let's cross the street here and grab a wider view of the crowd. It's larger than the last protest I believe I attended here, which I think was a couple of weeks ago. And again, you can hear cars honking as they're driving by in support. Let's cross the street here while we can. All right.
So if you don't see their coverage, we'll know why.
Okay, so this is again the scene here by the fountain. There's a lot of tents for organizers, including Invisible Case Kansas City, which is a big organizer of these protests, along with 505001.
80% of the people driving by approve.
And you could actually hear some of the people driving by honk their horns continuously. There is also a little bit of a crowd across the street. I also think Kansas City Clarity, another independent journalist here locally, is also covering this event. I believe he covered a campaign event earlier today that I was unable to attend. So you can see, even with the light rain that's coming in right now, there's still a big crowd, and probably going to continue growing as the protest / rally started around noon today here. The fountain is also dyed yellow for the Cancer Awareness Month, Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, which is unrelated to the protest, in case anyone was wondering about why that's yellow.
just like a tree that's standing by the water. Sweet water.
So here you go, here's another view of the tents for some of the organizers. And a larger view of the crowd. The crowd stretches along the side of the park on the sidewalk where everyone's showing their signs and drivers are honking their horns as they pass by. So today's rally is organized for Labor Day. Today is obviously Labor Day, Monday. And this protest was organized by a lot of different groups, and it is a nationwide event, I believe. Again, this is local here in Kansas City. So I'm gonna set the camera down for a minute and take a few photos here. But we're gonna continue covering this live for most of the day.
On the other side of the tent. I'm speakers are about to get started in just a second. On the other side of the tent.
Actually, I just heard one of the people in the crowd mention that the speakers starting shortly, so we're going to move the camera there here in a minute.
Right over here.
Let's get closer to where the speeches are going to begin. And we're going to try to switch the audio over, hopefully, so we can get a good, clear audio of the people speaking. There are also a lot of union organizers here, as this is, like I mentioned, a Labor Day event.
Kehoe has to start a vote.
All right. Can you hear me out there? If you can hear me, let me get one clap. Okay, let me get two claps. Let me get three. All right, that's beautiful. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Terrence Wise, and I'm a worker, a father, a Missourian, an activist, and a lot of other things I don't have time to mention. I'm a leader with the Missouri Workers Center and Stand Up KC, and the National Fight for 15 in the union movement. And similar to a lot of you out there today, I'm also pissed off. I'm angry, and I'm sad. We are here on this Labor Day, y'all, not only to honor the tradition of workers taking bold action by organizing, rallying, striking, marching, fasting to improve their lives and working conditions. That's one of the reasons we're out here. But also in this moment, I want to remember those who are not with us. And when I say that, not only workers in the past, folks in the past who fought to give us civil liberties, but people in our own lives who would be out here with us today, but they're not with us today. Co-workers, friends, and neighbors who cared about democracy, who cared about justice, whose spirit we know is present with us today. I want to remember those folks as well. From the CIO organizing, industrial workers, national civil rights efforts, the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom, collective demands for economic and racial justice have been a force of change across this country. Right in our own backyard, ordinary people coming together has powered the struggle over American identity and labor. John Brown's abolitionist raids, Dred Scott's battle for freedom, German immigrant revolutionaries fighting for the Union Army, the Southern tenant farmers organizing sharecroppers, the first Ford workers sitting down and striking. More recently, fast food workers going on strike, demanding 15 in a union. All of these have powered change in our community. We stand on all the movements that have come before us, and in many ways we face those same struggles today.
That's right.
The struggle to get America to fulfill its promise of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness for everyone. My own origin story in the labor movement from the fight for 15 in the union, we won 15 and much more, y'all. Because I joined with other workers, many who are out here today, to take collective action. Labor unions to this day are one of the most powerful democratic institutions in America. I am reminded of the words of Abraham Lincoln. All that serves labor serves the nation. All that harms labor is treason to America. There is no America without labor. And to fleece the one to rob the other, it ain't right. As Lincoln and many of us here today know, just as workers strengthen our democracy and intact democracy is the only way to guarantee workers the union rights, fair wages, and safe work we deserve. And multiracial worker organizing is the only way we defeat the billionaires and racists. The billionaires and racists who try to divide working people and dismantle our democracy. Now, last Wednesday, raise your hand if you were at our mass community meeting last Wednesday. I should see a lot of hands go. Sam, I see you. I know you were there, Sam. Last Wednesday was a testament to the power of the grassroots working class movement we're building. We held an emergency meeting here in Kansas City, along with our coalition partners, with labor unions, faith and civil rights groups, and over 500 people showed up at that meeting last Wednesday. And now we're out here today, again, to show our strength in numbers and show our lawmakers, because in this state, in the show me state, after all, what democracy looks like is what you see right here in front of us. We are the people rising up. Black, white, brown, north of the river, south of the river, east of truth and west of truth. And building our power because we feel the stakes of this moment for our democracy and our basic rights as working people are under attack. Because here in Missouri, we value our freedoms like being able to choose our leaders, demand better pay, care for our families, and retire in dignity. We're here today because from Kansas City to the Ozarks, St. Louis to the Boot Hills, and the Branson Strip, to Hannibal Riverfront, the River Bluffs, to the prairies, we want our elected leaders to fight for our freedoms, not steal them away from us so that they can line their pockets. And this is what it's going to take, y'all. Us coming together. Us getting Speaker of the House John Patterson and Governor Kehoe to do our mandate, not the mandate that sits on the Resolute desk in Washington, D.C. They should be doing what Missourians and what's in Missouri's best interest and not anything else. That is what we elect them for. That is what they should be doing their jobs. And if they don't, we'll find a way to get them out of there. Today, y'all, we're going to hear from some people who are holding the line when it comes to defending workers' rights, racial justice, democracy, and defending it, and fighting for our futures. So I want you all to welcome our first speaker, Fran Marion. Fran is a stand-up Kansas City member, a Missouri Workers Center leader, and a fast food worker. Fran?
Thank you for the introduction, bro. Appreciate you. Oh, I used to so I can think without a mic. Hold on. Thank you. Yep, I got you. But I'm loud enough, I'll move. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. As you said, my name is Fran Marion. I'm a Wendy's worker, a mother of two, one that had to be to work, and my daughter out here running the camera for me. I'm also a leader with Stand Up KC and the Missouri Workers Center. Happy Labor Day to the working people of Kansas City. On May Day of this year, another day where we celebrate workers everywhere, fighting for the protections we deserve to lead dignified lives. Over 700,000 workers across the state finally gained the ability to earn paid time off to recover from illness and injury. How many of you are going to work sick because you had no choice? I'm here to tell you, of course you know you are not alone. Earlier this year, I was diagnosed with many strokes after having chest pains and sky-high blood pressure one day after going to work. I was hospitalized for 5 days. I counted every dollar I was missing out on when I should have been focused on my recovery. I was worried about keeping a roof over my head and my bills paid. Just this year, I lost out on $1,880 in pay from taking the time I needed just to heal and recover. And before that, I had a double eye infection. When corporations choose to pay poverty wages, it doesn't take much to push you over the edge.
That's right.
It isn't right. A couple years ago, I got a bad bug. I didn't have health insurance, so I couldn't see a doctor. I tested negative for COVID, so I decided it must have been the flu. There was no way I could make my shift at Taco Bell for my own sake, or the sake of protecting my coworkers and our customers. So I stayed in my bed. My stress continued to mount as the thought of the pay I couldn't earn while I was sick. Have you ever heard the saying, it's very expensive to be poor? Yeah. Let me tell you what that means for those of you that haven't heard it. I was already falling behind on rent because of management had cut my hours at work. But falling behind on rent also meant additional fees and fines to the landlord. Taking the time I needed to recover from being sick was the straw that broke my back. I missed out on overall $450, over half of what I owed, an initial rent without the fees added to it. So I came home from work to eviction notice. Of course, my birthday was a court date. My son and I lost our home. As a parent, few things are more heartbreaking than not being able to care for your children how you want or how you need to. Had I been able to take just a few days off to fully heal while still getting a paycheck, we could have stayed housed. I couldn't help that I got sick, but the greedy corporation I worked for made a choice to abandon me as soon as I stopped making them rich. That is the exact reason why I joined other low-wage workers in Stand Up KC across the state to organize, fight, and of course, win Proposition A in November. Y'all, but here we are, mere months after the sick days we fought hard for and went into effect, and it pains me to stand up here and say, knowing that our win was just ripped out of our hands. In the last legislative session, Speaker of the House John Patterson lied to all of us. He made a promise that he wouldn't seek to overturn the will of the people. But after we passed Prop A, Speaker Patterson and other politicians stood side by side with the corporations who exploit us day in and day out and overturn the will of the people. So I'm gonna ask y'all a question. Is that what democracy looks like? No! By gutting this policy, corporate-backed politicians didn't just force workers like me to go to work sick and risk our own health and health of our communities. They stole money out of our pockets, food out of our cupboards, safety from our children. It's anti-democratic and it's anti-American. Stealing our paid sick days was the first in a series of moves our lawmakers are making to try and throw away our basic human rights. What President Trump is calling for, and Speaker Patterson and Governor Kehoe are trying to legally carry out, would steal away our ability to have political representation at all. Kansas City has a history of racial and economic segregation along the Truth Divide. As Speaker Patterson moves forward with this redistricting scheme, it would build on this harmful legacy by disproportionately disenfranchising black voters like myself who live in the 5th Congressional District. It would mean that we no longer get to see ourselves reflected in racially diverse representation, and no longer see our values reflected in the priorities of our congressional representatives. While we are focused on building better futures and securing our freedoms for generations to come, President Trump and his billionaire mafia are trying to move us backwards and turn us against each other, all to serve their corporations over our communities, just like they try profits over people. We are already living a kind of economic slavery. Now, you guys, they're trying to put us in political slavery as well.
That's right.
But will we let them? No! That's right, because when workers' rights are under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back! I said, what do we do? Stand up, fight back! Ooh, Lord, my nerves is bad. Speaker Patterson, the people across KC, black, white, or brown, from Blue Springs to Lee Summit to Gladstone, refuse to be silenced or divided. Just like we have been organizing our strength in numbers to beat back the fast food corporations that make record profits by denying the freedoms of workers to make a good living and have a good life, only by joining together to confront the bullies from our state house to the White House who seek to control us, we will stop this illegal authority and power, protect our freedoms, our families, and our futures. Because as we all know, when we fight, we win! When we fight, we win! Thank you.
Thank you, friend. Listen, that is a picture that Fran just painted. And when we think about this America and the picture that Fran just painted, it's similar to, I know it may be some in the audience today and in our community who remember turning on their TV, may have been black and white, and seeing and hearing the reports about the 3 little girls in Birmingham, Alabama, and the church bombing. It's some that can remember in our country, workers who were out organizing, shot dead on strike lines, and shot dead trying to organize against their boss. Folks who were trying to get folks the ability to register to vote, being lynched in those efforts. That is the picture of the ugliness of America, and that's that same sentiment and feeling I get when we talk about workers' paid sick days being taken away, women's right and the choice of their body being taken away. The feeling is no different, and that's what America's ugly past looks like, and history will repeat itself if we don't rise up to stop it, y'all.
That's right.
Our next speaker, y'all, is Catherine Stewart from SEIU Healthcare. She's a CNA at Highland Nursing Home, taking care of some of the most vulnerable citizens in our community, and she's union steward at her job. Give Catherine a hand.
Hello out there. All right. So my speech on my phone, but it's messed up, so I'm gonna wing this. Okay. So number one, I feel like if Trump got a Mandarin districts and democracy is trying to split us up, that means he's not doing something right. That means he's not doing his job. I'm a firm believer your work should speak for itself, and obviously it's not if he's got to do all this. And we are not going to stand for it. We will fight back. We will vote. We will get our word out there. I am a mother. I am going through some of the same things Miss Fran just got done speaking on. I have a son with autism who needs Medicaid. I have a daughter with diabetes who needs insulin. Trust me when I tell you, it's not easy to live paycheck to paycheck and robbing Peter to pay Paul. It's not. But at the same time, we don't want Trump out here doing what he's doing either, and none of them politicians out here what they're doing out here. That's not right. They have no right to take a seat from anyone. They have no right to try to split us up. We are a family. We are one. As long as we stick together, there are power in numbers. We can do this. I'm not going to stand for it. Are you going to stand for it? No. Thank you, because I'm not either. I am a proud member of SEIU, and we will fight. We don't stand for anything. Lord, we thank you for all of us being here. And I thank you all for listening and hearing me out. Thank you.
Hey, Catherine, thank you. And I need you to give my wife some lessons on how to keep it short and simple. Because she'll tell me to do the same thing over and over again. I got to get right. But listen, like Catherine said, y'all, we can't let them do this. And I read something this morning before I came, y'all. I know everyone says it's Emmanuel Cleaver's seat. That's our seat. let's not get it twisted. Cleaver works for us, and that's our seat that's under attack. There ain't no foreign object, that's ours. Next up, y'all, I want to keep it moving. We got Sean Givens from AFGE Local 85. He's the former president of the VA Local. Sean.
All right. Yes. Did anybody else come to party on Labor Day like I did? I don't know if y'all know that out there, but Labor Day is the union's holiday. Right? This is our day to share with everybody else, but we're gonna reflect today, okay? We'll just, give me a second. I'm old. I thought I had it pulled up on the phone. Okay. All right. Thank you all for being here, and I'd like to just start by giving thank you to all the labor organizers that put this together. All the people that came together and did the thankless work, right? Like they do thankless work that nobody gives them credit for, but on Labor Day, Sean gonna give them credit, all right? I'm gonna give them credit, because without that, you wouldn't get the good news that we're bringing here today with all these wonderful people that we've assembled, all right? I'm just a regular dude, just so y'all know, so I talk like a regular dude, all right? So I gave up the presidency so I could be of we the people. So that's why I'm here, is that I learned the hard way, working with the agencies over and over again. This is all before this madness that we living in now, okay? They were already not following their own rules. So let's get into it. For those who haven't met me, again, my name is Sean. I host or co-host with Daniel here. We host a Solidarity Happy Hour for all of us to have a little sanctuary, okay? And what that means is, I thought it was important, but I wasn't able to express that as president of my local, but as a citizen, as a unionist, as an activist. I can say whatever the hell I want to say. I can do whatever the hell I want to do. And if it's joining we the people, that's what I'm choosing to do. I ain't saying nothing to nobody else, but anybody that wants to come along, Friday, come down to the ship. Come down to the ship and you'll see solidarity in action. And just like here, it's just like you see your cousins. I see my cousins from SEI, you sitting here. I see UAW. Where you at, Leo? Leo was there, he know. We have AFGE, we have NTEU. There are several unions that you might not have ever heard about. I see, thank you. I didn't forget, I see, I'm looking right at you. So, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about what's going on right now at the VA. Is that all right? Yeah. I'll just let y'all know what we're doing. Hey, Jordan, I see. Hey. I'm sorry, y'all. I have a lot of allies, if y'all ain't noticed them. And I'm making more. There's always room for more. I see them looks. And I promise I won't keep y'all long, okay? We don't want the rain to catch us, right? Basically, I am here to share something about what's going on inside the VA, okay? All we see, come on in, my auntie called me. All we see from day to day is, it's like we're on death row. We feel like we're waiting for the day that they axe us out because the rhetoric. We hear it too. We're citizens too. Yes, they vilified us, but I'm here to tell you something different. I see heroes when I look around this crowd. All right. I see heroes. They called us savages. They called us lazy. And I promise you that if you talk to a federal worker one time, just give them 10 minutes. You ain't gonna see no lazy in them. They just like you, because we the people too. We vote just like y'all do. And it ain't no y'all when it comes to we the people, is it? It is only y'all when they said them and us. And guess what? They forgot that us is what matters. We are the show, okay? We don't come out here and risk our lives like we do, because that's what we're doing now, right? The man told all of us that he was going to shoot us on sight. Come with it then. Some of us ain't scared of that, not because we're not scared to die. I'm scared to die every day. But for this cause, if I'm going to be a martyr, then let's do it. Because that's what Sean's about. All right? I believed all them times, Hartzell. I believed solidarity was what it was about. My whole career, I was in the union for 8 years. So my whole career, I believed what they said after every email, after every message, in solidarity, right? But yet, when I joined up with other unions, I was told to step back. I didn't do that, though. I moved forward. And that's what I invite everybody here to do. Move forward. It doesn't matter what you think. You can do. You will do something if you want to save democracy. Everybody here should want to save democracy because I don't see no slaves out here. I don't see no indentured servants. I don't see none of that. You know what I see? I see America. This is what America is. This is who we are. Ain't nobody playing games with these clowns. These buffoons. I digress. I can go, but if you come Friday, you here. It ain't no big deal. I'm real about mine, and I ride for my people. I grew up here, y'all. I'm from Kansas City. Went to Hogan, Southwest, Belton, and a list of grade schools, including this rich school over here that my grandparents sent me to against my will. Pembroke Country Day. You heard of it? I learned a lot of things at Pem Day. Okay, that's what it's called for short, right? And one of the things I learned is how they treat their children. Right? I got to spend the night at these rich people's house. I got to spend the night with everybody, just like you would in school, right? But the parents had rules for the little mulatto kid, right? I never heard it before, so I went home and asked. Oh, they don't like black people. Right? Like, you understand, as a child, I'm black. I didn't know that. I was white boy my whole life until this moment. And I'm just sharing that to show you, when you see me out here, when you see me doing what I'm doing, I mean it for everybody that I can see within eye distance. I mean it for everybody on the internet, all the clicks, the likes. I ain't here for that. I'm here to show up. And that's what unions do, y'all. Unions taught me that if you show up, you can change whatever they lie about. That rhetoric don't mean shit to none of us. Oh. I said I wasn't gonna cuss, that's what. And I apologize. I don't want to offend anybody, y'all. I'm just offering you a place in this history lesson that we're teaching because they need to be taught now. So let's teach. We in the show me state right now, so let's show these motherfuckers. Again, Fridays 4 to 7 at the show. Everybody is welcome. It's all inclusive, so that DEI, we rock DEI. Y'all have a good day, and everybody hang in there. It's gonna be a bumpy ride, but we got this. We the people got this. Let's do it.
Thank you, Sean, and I don't know what to say after that. That was amazing. But I do, in this moment, y'all, I recognize a lot of the faces out there. Folks who said, even when I went on strike for the first time and workers began organizing in Kansas City, that they would stand with us. My sisters with SEIU, who always told me, she always told me she'd have my back.
Got your tears.
I believe that. Dante. Every time I see this man, he tell me he got my back. Gary Thomas, who you'll hear from, Sam Screen, Rabbi Doug Albert, and many others. It's so many names I don't want to forget, who always said they would stand with me in these dark moments we're in right now. They are out here today, and the new faces that we've brought out here. Everyone who plays a role. Tyler, I see you. I see you. And I want to show you guys some love in this moment. for saying you'd have my back and follow through. And that's what it's going to take for us moving forward, to have each other's back and to follow through on this commitment to come together. Thank you. Thank you, Hartson. Next up is someone who's no stranger to packing this area. If you were out here for No Kings Rally Day, raise your hand. Someone who helped bring that together and a lot more gatherings moving forward here in our city. I want to invite up Beverly Harvey from Indivisible KC. Give Beverly some love.
Hello, Kansas City! How do I follow up all of these wonderful people? I mean, that's going to be a tough job, right? So, okay, so after me, what does democracy look like?
This is what democracy looks like.
Woo! Thank you.
Ask that question again.
What does democracy look like?
This is what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like, and that's what we're fighting for, so don't ever forget it. Ever. I want to thank Daniel with Stand Up KC for contacting Indivisible. If you haven't heard of Indivisible Kansas City, we are a nonpartisan grassroots organization. And we, in a nutshell, we're fighting for democracy. So whether it's rallies, educational seminars, Zoom calls, you name it, we're going to do it. I want to thank all of the volunteers from all the other groups that are here today. It takes a lot of work to put one of these things on, so I want to thank everybody. And I especially want to thank, although I'm the founder of Indivisible Kansas City, I couldn't do this without all of my volunteers, and specifically without Kathy and Krista. They are the leadership team, and they do an incredible job, so thank you. On September 11th, 2025, it will be 24 years since that horrible day in America when we were attacked by terrorists. We must never forget those lost lives during that attack and those who rushed into harm's way to save those people. And we must never forget all the families and friends affected by 9/11. We must never, ever forget that. And here we are, September 2025, and we now have a domestic terrorist occupying the White House. Such a sad, sad time in our country's history. On 9/11, the country came together to support volunteers and help those affected by 9/11. Our military immediately saw an uptick in recruits, and no doubt that day changed the course of many lives in this country. Today we have terrorists in our government. One's called Keyhole, which rhymes with thank you. But these terrorists and domestic terrorists, they want to destroy democracy. They want to take away our freedoms, tell us who to love and how to live. But today, we are all here to tell them, hell no!
Hell no!
So repeat after me! Hell no!
Hell no!
Did you hear that, Gio? And Trump? We're not going away. So go out there, be loud and be proud. And I say it to all domestic terrorists and all MAGA politicians and MAGA supporters and anyone who wants to destroy America, fuck you!
Thank you. Thank you, Beverly, for saying what I always wanted to say out loud, but I kept it in internally, and yeah. Democracy. What is democracy, and what does an attack on democracy mean? It's more than just voting. An attack on democracy is an attack on labor, healthcare, women's rights, immigration, climate. Anything that falls under that umbrella is an attack on democracy, and so much more. So much more. So when we talk about our democracy is under attack, we're talking about our lives being under attack. And not only our lives, but our future's lives, our children, our grandchildren, and those who will come after us. That's what we defend when we talk about defending democracy. Now, I tell my daughters, one who's here today, and they don't believe me. Y'all, we won't be here forever. We won't. We won't. I don't care if you're 20-something right now or 80-something right now. We all will not be here forever. What kind of place do we want to leave America when we are not here anymore? It's the vision. That's why we defend democracy. That is why we fight. Last but not least, y'all, before Gary Thomas from UAW 249, and I'll say this again, Gary's coming, we found a wallet out in the audience. So if you know whose wallet this is, I'll show it a few other times at the end. Someone's dropped their wallet. So it's up here, it's safe. Gary Thomas from UAW 249 is an executive board member with the union and a longtime ally in this fight I call for democracy and human rights. Gary.
I don't know if I should bend down or... Thank you. Thank you. Great. So, first off, are you all having a good Labor Day? You enjoying this 3-day weekend? You enjoying being out here fighting for our democracy, for our freedoms? All right. Brothers, sisters, siblings. Labor Day isn't just a 3-day weekend. It's a battle scar. It was won in blood, sweat, and solidarity. Every right we have in the workplace, the 8-hour work days, the weekends, the safety protections, came because they were won by union members. Right here in Missouri, we carry on that tradition. Right here in Missouri, sorry, it repeated on me. Right here in Missouri, we carry on that tradition. UAW Local 249 in Clay Como has been at the heart of every single fight. When Ford tried to squeeze more money out of their workers, we stood up, we fought back. Yes. When politicians tried right to work, UAW, Teamsters, ADSI, SEIU, and other unions I can't name right now, we stood up, we fought back. It was union members who knocked on doors against right to work. We rallied. We stopped it cold. UAW Local 249 has always been proof when workers organize, we win. But right now, our movement faces another attack. Donald Trump and his cronies want to gerrymander our state like they did in Texas. Missouri Speaker of the House, John Patterson, just stole our sick days. Sick days that Missouri workers overwhelmingly passed into law. Now he wants to further gerrymander our community so he can try to divide us, silence us, and empower his corporate buddies. But let me tell you, as a Lee Summit resident and voter, if Speaker Patterson thinks he's going to be our next senator in SD8, he's got a hard lesson coming. We used to choose our elected leaders. gerrymandering allows officials to choose voters. Gerrymandering isn't just about map lines. It's about making sure working people's voices don't count. They know that if democracy's fair, that every vote is equal, the working class wins better contracts, better schools, and a brighter future. That's why they're rigging maps against us, because they're scared of us. They are scared of us. Let me tell you something. They should be scared. Because when workers stand together, when unions like Local 249 lead the way, no billionaire, no politician, and no rigged system can hold us back. Everybody here, this Labor Day, we honor its history. We don't just honor its history, we answer its call. We fight like hell for democracy, for unions, for the working class. Because the power of the people, organized and united, is stronger than any gerrymander, stronger than any boss, stronger than any politician who dares stand in our way. Rights in the workplace were not given by the powerful, but won by the organized. So let's carry that fire forward from picket line to ballot box and make damn sure Missouri works for the working class. Contact your local union organizer today. Thank you. Solidarity forever. UAW members, gather by this sign. We want a group photo. I love you all. Solidarity forever. That's mine.
Thanks, Gary. Gary, thank you so much. You know I love you, Gary. It goes without saying. Look, all the speakers today, y'all, have covered while we're out here today. They've talked about the importance of fighting. They've shared stories of what not fighting and winning looks like, and when the other side comes together to defeat us. And I want to talk about what's next, y'all. I can remember at our emergency meeting last week in Kansas City, folks came together as we should. Folks were energized and pissed off as we should be. But a lot of folks are like, how are we going to stop this? What is the next steps? And I always tell people it feels good to come together and be in this space with so many who care about democracy and what's going on in this country, what's going on in our backyard. But it's going to take more than us just filling this park in this area, y'all. We have to escalate. But before we can get to the next part of what we got to do to win and fight back, we got to start organizing. Because without organizing and figuring out who's not out here with us today and how do we get them out here, to figure out what is our role as individuals in this movement we're building. We won't get anywhere until we map that out. So I encourage everyone out here today to get plugged in, get signed up. Let's get ready to go to the Capitol on September 10th because we're going. We're going. We're going. A lot of folks may think that this special session in Jeff City on September 10th is a given and they're just gonna walk all over us. They're not. We're gonna be there. So you need to get signed up and plugged in and figure out how we're gonna get there together and what we're gonna do when we get there to make our voices heard. So that step, shut it down. That's the next step, y'all, because you can't give people a lot of homework. We want to get organized, talk to our neighbors, talk to our friends, talk to our co-workers, get them involved in this fight, and we want to get ready to go to the Capitol on September 10th. A lot of you all out there ask me, well, what are we going to do beyond that? Let's be clear. We're family here. We cannot echo in this space what our attack plans are and give the other side the upper, can we? We know what we got to do to win, and we're going to map that out together. Let me hear somebody say September 10th. Jeff City. That's where we're going, September 10th, and that's the next steps for everybody. Now, while everybody's coming together and getting closer, UAW's got the special photo. I want to get a photo of everyone who's in this space before we leave. But before we do that, we have wallet number 2. John Christopher Betts. If you're in my voice, John Christopher Betts, or if you know John Christopher Betts, we have his wallet with his U.S. bank card in it. John, is he coming? So we got John, and we got this de l'amour. It's very bourgeois, soisé. We have this as well. That's not my style. So, but before, I want to invite my friend Jacob up. He wants to talk about the fight that him and his co-workers are going through. And just one more after Jacob, and then we're going to gather for a photo. So don't take off yet. Jacob. Tell them who you are.
Hi, I'm Jacob Hobbs. I'm the business representative for ATSA Local 31 here in town. We are your entertainment workers, and our scope is one of these scopes that is well forgotten. We're behind the stage. We're not supposed to be seen, and whenever that happens, that in your day laboring, you get held out of things like Proposition A. And Proposition A would have been a massive thing for our scope. Whenever we get gerrymandered out of our rights, get gerrymandered out of our districts, and then our voices aren't heard, people that are working in the day labor scope or in things that aren't your traditional work scope, they love the 1099 contract, and that's not right. They love to give no health care benefits. They love to have no retirements. Whenever you date the worker and you don't hire them, it's so easy to be able to misclassify them, not follow state laws on both sides of our state line, and we ask for solidarity with all of our friends here. Local 31, UAW came out big for us with Beyonce and Taylor Swift last year. It's hard to make sure our labor force has enough qualified workers, especially whenever our employers decide to not give us rights like retirement and health care and misclassify you and push off all your tax obligations, not pay your 1% earners income tax here in Kansas City, and we thank you guys for the solidarity.
Thank you, Jacob, for sharing. For real, takes courage to share. One time before we get out of here, I want to hear my boo birds. Can we get some boos for Speaker of the House John Patterson? Who is this guy right here? We are definitely not holding his face up because we love him. He is not for Missouri. He's not for working Missourians. And let's get one more boo for Speaker of the House, John Patterson. Definitely. For the first time I get to say I appreciate the hate. Thank you for the hate there. We have someone from the Jewish Voices for Peace that's going to make an announcement. And while he's coming up, let's get cute for the photo. So get your makeup out, lipstick.
Hi everyone, I'm Sam. I'm an organizer with Jewish Voice for Peace Kansas City. For the last 2 years, we have been working to try and get our politicians to end the genocide in Gaza. Unfortunately, even as we fight for Cleaver's seat, we also need to remind him that he still works for us. And so we need to ask you all to call Cleaver's office and urge him to support the Block the Bombs Act. If you want more information on what we're building, come talk to us at that red tent over there. Call Cleaver, block the bombs. Thank you.
Block the bombs! Block the
And if you didn't get enough action today, Cross Borders Network is having a shindig at All Souls Church from 2 to 5 today. So show up if you can. I know you can. I know some of you can show up in that space. In closing, before we gather for the photo, y'all, I painted a picture earlier, y'all, about what America looks like. But I'm reminded in closing today, a picture of hope and what the future could look like. I had an opportunity, which is truly a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, to sit at the dinner table with Lenny Zeskin, some of you may know, and the Reverend C.T. Vivian, who marched with Dr. King. What a dinner table. And just watching those two converse, they saw today's fight coming. But they also looked at me and they were like, Terrence, you got to organize your community and your co-workers. That's the only way to fight back and win. It wasn't going to be an elected leader that was going to save us or some magic wand. It's going to be everyday Americans like me and you. Only all of us can save us now. They knew that years ago, and that stands true today. Y'all, it's us that's going to save us. And the most dangerous rhetoric I hear now is when I talk to folks and they're like, oh, Trump's going to do what he wants to do anyway. Or that doesn't matter to me. Or what does a map mean? We can't have that, and we can't allow that. Another thing is, the folks we're not talking to in Columbia, Joplin, parts and neighborhoods we don't live in, when we don't have those conversations with folks who need to hear this message, the other side will. The other side will. And it's not a conversation of are you a Democrat or a Republican. We got to get back to are you an American? Because I can tell you, just like in the 60s with the church bombings and the dogs and the hoses on people, both sides of the aisle saw those images and said, that's not an America I want to live in. And when we look at the stories that come out today, the images that hit the news today, that is not the America we want to live in today as well. So to change that and make this an America for all, we got to come together, we got to organize, we got to fight, and that's how we do what? When we organize and fight, we win. When we organize and fight, we win. All right, thank you for coming out. Let's get this photo. I love you. We can do this. September 10th, Jeff City. If you need a ride, I got you. Just get signed up. Let's get this photo. And John Christopher Betts will mail it to you if you don't get it. Photo time. Yes, organized.
Okay, so if everybody can stand in front of the podium. Everyone move forward.
Take that. Right now, we're going to move the camera around actually a little bit and go over to a table for Maelstrom, who are organizing lists for voting information. Okay, so let's walk a little bit and see if I can find the table. Meanwhile, let's also see a little bit of the crowd. The speech is just wrapped up. There were also mentions of organizing a trip to Jeff City. I would assume that if you get in contact with the local organizers that were here today, you can probably get that information if you want to attend or get involved. There's multiple ways to get involved, including obviously showing up in person, calling the local politicians that you can, And there are national efforts for these movements, so I'm sure that even if you're not watching from the Kansas City area, there are ways to engage with your local communities as well. And I want to thank anyone and everybody who's joining right now and watching. Please feel free to share this stream with other people to just kind of see what's happening in different communities. I'm assuming a lot of other independent journalists are also doing this kind of work, including Casey Clarity here locally alongside me, which I just ran into. But let's see here.
Get in here in this photo because you want to say
you
were here.
Katie. Yeah, actually. I actually just ran into Jordan, who's doing some volunteering for the voting efforts, and I'm going to talk to one of their representatives if I can. Hi, I'm actually live already. I'm just going to, I know, kind of on the spot.
Sorry.
I just want to get a little bit of info about Maelstrom, about what your guys' efforts are and what you're doing, obviously, specifically for the voting efforts here in the Kansas area, how people can get engaged, and just kind of general info about it.
Yeah.
So let me just point the camera and just introduce yourself how you want to,
Sure.
and go with that.
Yeah,
So let me pass the microphone here, and I have a representative with Maelstrom KC, and I'm going to try to zoom out here a little bit and pass the microphone. And again, if you want to introduce yourself and just kind of tell me about the efforts of what the organization is doing, why, and how other people can get engaged as well.
Yeah. Hi, my name is Katie. I'm the founder of a group here in Kansas City called Maelstrom KC. We're based off a project called Project Maelstrom, which is found on Instagram. We kind of modeled it here in Kansas City, and it's been great because it allows more people to participate in voicing their opinions to their elected representatives. We meet at the public library usually, and we're starting to branch out into like some liberal businesses in the area who are happy to host us. And it's been great for people who are elderly or they have some sort of disability and they can't show up here to rallies like this. They can show up and write postcards and send letters to their senators on the federal and state level. And it's been really great for getting people involved in fighting back for their democracy.
Cool. Let me just unhook this, make sure I get better audio. So help. You mentioned that it's again like good for elderly people, but also how can other people get engaged besides just obviously showing up to the events to help write? How can they help support the organization and other ways besides just attending if they want to get more hands-on involved?
Okay. So you can find us on social media. We are on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok by the name Maelstrom KC. You can help us by just showing up. Where the biggest thing is we need writers. We need people to show up and actually physically be there to voice their opinions. We also talk about calling here. I'm representative, so we push the 5 Calls app. So we're just finding people who are willing to do just a little bit every day, whether with us or at home, to continue to build up the flood of opinions coming to our elected officials and offices. We are entirely run on my own wallet or donations, and so we do take donations from people, whether they have some stationery lying around at home. They can bring those to an event and share that with us. That's always a great opportunity. We make postcards out of like your trash. So like in like soda boxes or things like that we cut up, and it makes for a renewable resource for sending postcards. And yeah, any like donations you can make or your physical presence to write really helps us out a lot.
Cool, that's awesome. And that's the easiest way for people is find the social media pages, reach out on there, and kind of jump in.
Yeah, that's how you can find out about our events and kind of find out a little bit more about how we meet and what we do. I recommend getting on Facebook or Instagram page is great as well, and we're also on TikTok. That's a great way to follow us and get engaged.
Cool, that's awesome, especially because you mentioned letter writing, which is something that people can do from their own home and help you guys with that support without having to like...
We provide addresses, we provide scripts, and we make it so easy for someone to just show up and get involved immediately and right away. So we try and make it easy for people.
That's awesome, and I did hear that you guys ran out of postcards already, so it seems like people are responding.
It's been a very pleasantly busy day. Like it's from the get-go. We've had a lot of people showing up and participating, and luckily a couple of volunteers managed to have some postcards in their car, and so we were lucky to have some extra resources show up for us. So.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you. I think that kind of covers everything I wanted to know. But I'm going to look up the social media stuff and probably post it on my website for people to kind of
scan it right now if you want.
If you just want to put it up on the screen for a couple of seconds. I don't know.
I made these yesterday thinking it might make it easier for people.
Cool. I don't know how well it'll scan off the screen, but if not, again, Maelstrom KC on social media is the tag.
Yep, that's it.
Cool.
Very simple.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yep.
What group are you with?
I'm with my... I usually put stuff like
Right now it's like 400 followers. There's been a couple times
They don't even listen to me or care about anything. They know how to angle
I mean, I think I have like 3 things on there. Yeah, that's what I do.
Alright guys, that was the organizers for Maelstrom KC. I'm going to snap some photos and actually link to their social media as well. Okay guys, yeah, I'm going to take a few more photos, walk around a little bit more, and give you guys another shot of the crowd as it's still gathering. Local politicians. It's been a hot topic of conversation recently, considering what's going on in Texas. there is an after event. It looks like for an event called Sheltering the Ice Storm for Labor Day between 2 and 5 p.m.
This one is
Oh, this was the Unitarian Church event that we're talking about.
Yeah.
So if people are interested, it starts at 2 p.m. And let me see, I don't see an address here.
No, this one was early on. They like put out another one. I just never got to speak of it. It was the one they were speaking of.
Cool. That was the one that they mentioned. So if people do want something to do after, although it's probably 2 p.m. by now.
It's basically going to be a transition from here to there.
Cool.
But
okay, thank you. I'm going to keep wandering around a little and kind of get a little bit more views of the crowd. And I'll be home afterwards. But I'm going to go do my laps. All right, actually, that's Casey Clarity right there. Looks like he wrapped up his stream. He was just catching me up on that event at the Unitarian Church afterwards, which is kind of seeming like a place where people can go. Sorry to catch you all mid-bite.
If you like what you're seeing, then like, share, subscribe, and comment to Independent Media Association. They're here, and I believe Facebook. There's a few other places. You want to clear it up anywhere else?
I mean, I appreciate that, but the audio comes from up here. I'm mic'd up, so no, it's cool. Thank you. I'll remember to plug my stuff. I always forget, but thank you. Actually, hey, I think I got your audio pretty good. All right, guys. Again, that was Brian with Kansas City Clarity, another local independent journalist that covers a lot of these events on his own channels. And luckily, in my opinion, it's always good to have more cameras on events like this. So right now we also have local KCTV5 wrapping up, it looks like. So this was a big enough event for local media to show up. And right now the crowd is still going strong, and it looks like the chance of rain might have just missed us. You can definitely hear cars honking their horns as they pass by, continuing on. You also see a lot of, or actually not a lot, but at least a couple of Palestinian flags for people who show support against the genocide that's happening in Gaza and the occupation that's happening in Gaza. We also had a speaker that was representing a Jewish association also speak on behalf of ending the conflict. I do also want to mention that there's also representatives for Tegan Plummer, who is a Democratic candidate for the 54th district here in Missouri. And I've met a couple of local local candidates who are running to enter politics here in Kansas City, Missouri. A lot of them younger with more progressive issues than Emmanuel Cleaver, who has been the incumbent here for a very long time. You also heard some of the speakers talk directly about Cleaver and how he is meant to work for the people. This is also why it's exciting to see a lot of younger candidates enter the race. One of them was Jordan Herrera that I've interviewed before, that was volunteering here on behalf of Maelstrom KC to help engage people with the constituents with their politicians and their elected representatives. And like I mentioned, there's also representatives here for Tegan Plummer, I think I'm getting her name right, Democratic candidate for the state representative in the 54th district, and they're stating that their issues are school lunch, conservation, public health, democracy, and free pre-K. The reason I mention this again is because today was very much based the protest spoke about organizing and the importance of vote and democracy here in the United States, especially as this was organized on Labor Day, where we had a lot of representatives for unions speak about the history of Labor Day and how it was able to change laws for the benefit of workers in America. So again, I encourage everyone to get engaged, vote, talk to their politicians, and run for something, which is also an organization that you can look up that helps people connect with ways to run campaigns locally. But right now, you're hearing chants. I'm going to turn the camera back around to show you guys the crowd that's still here. There are people on the other side of the plaza as well, across the street, and a lot of people here in the park still attending. And that is a fire truck honking its horn as it drives through the plaza here for the Labor Day rally that is happening here in Mill Creek Park. A lot of the chants were pretty loud, but to be honest, that truck kind of deafened a lot of people, which was pretty awesome. I'm also hoping to continue on to interview candidates that are running locally while I can. But I've had a few issues with my schedule, to be honest, which explains a little bit of the lack of coverage on my channel. But I do want to mention that there are other independent journalists here in Kansas City that are also continuing coverage of local events. And I am also want to thank everyone for following the YouTube channel and following us on various social medias as well, and sharing whatever is happening here in Kansas City with their friends and their own local communities. Please feel free to subscribe to the channel to get notified when we go live. Usually we go live from events like this, live coverage of protests and town halls and other issues like that. But let's actually get a move on a little bit and walk around the plaza area and take a look at some of the signs, hear some of the chants, and see the crowds that are still gathered here. All right. You can definitely see the crowd here on this corner, lined up with signs displayed for drivers as they cruise through the plaza. And you can definitely see more of the crowd on the other side of the street as well.
This is what democracy looks like. Democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. Show me what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. Show me what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. Show me what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. Show me what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. Show me what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like.
Hopefully you guys can hear the chants pretty clear.
This is what democracy looks like. Show me what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. Show me what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. Show me what democracy looks like. Show me what democracy looks like.
Alright, so some of the people left the plaza area, but there is still a pretty good crowd lined up on the street and a decent group of volunteers manning the tents here in Mill Creek Park. Again, today's event was organized in conjunction with a lot of labor unions for Labor Day specifically, but the general reason for the protests have been continuous, and that is against a lot of the current executive orders that the administration has been passing lately, and a lot of the general discontent with the current administration. All right. So this is the tail end of the rally here in Kansas City, Missouri at Mill Creek Park for Labor Day. A lot of the organizers are still here. A lot of the volunteers are still manning the tents. There are still definitely people with signs lined up on the street, as you can see right in front of you. And you can definitely hear a lot of the drivers cruising through the plaza, honking their horns in support of the people gathered here, and the signs, and the general reason for the protest. So again, you can also hear the hey hey ho ho Donald Trump has got to go chant probably here in the background. looks like the rain has missed us, and I would say that if anyone does want to still stop by here, there are probably still going to be organizers probably for the next 45 minutes, I would assume, with the number of people that are still here in attendance. I believe that there is something planned in about 9 to 10 days to go to Jeff City with the organizers. I don't know the details on that. I don't believe that I'm planning. I'm not actually planning on going unless there is some kind of reason or there is not enough coverage. But that is probably going to happen with organization from the labor unions that were here. So if you guys can go back on the live stream and catch up, I'm sure that there's details there. I do also want to mention that I had a chance to talk to the organizers for Mailstorm KC, which is a campaign involving letter writing to politicians from their constituents to express their dislike or their wants or needs and to reach to their politicians. The cool thing about that was that a lot of people who don't feel safe attending or coming to these events in person can do this from their own home, so I'm going to hopefully have the social media information along with some photos on our Threads and Instagram pages. But right now, this is Kansas City, Missouri, Mill Creek Park on Labor Day for a Labor Day rally that was organized here. That is still continuing with protesters still chanting and holding signs. But I am going to cut the live stream here and catch you guys from the next one. If you guys want to follow and subscribe to catch up with more events when we go live, we usually try to cover as much here locally in Kansas City as possible. I also want to give a shout out to Brian with Kansas City Clarity, who also does a lot of good work as an independent journalist here locally. This was Andre Stoika for Independent Media Association, and I'm sure I'll see you guys from the next one.